Today, I would like to talk with you about a subject that many people feel uncomfortable with. Many times it's taboo because they've experienced it themselves or they've walked with a family member or a friend through it. Today, I would like to talk with you about the subject of suicide. Suicide is something that affects not just our young people, but also our middle-aged all the way up into our elderly. But the highest rate is between our 15 to 24-year-olds. And over the past 5 years, it's grown by over 200%. In the world today, we'll see suicide every couple seconds, but in America, we'll see one every 13.7 minutes. It's just something that affects everybody in every walk of life. We see it starting in roots of depression, sometimes in a sexual abuse or a mental illness, and it slowly leaks into depression, which takes over their mind, and then sometimes results in self-harm, which ultimately results in the acts of them committing suicide and taking their own life. And this it tears apart families. It is so hard for someone who has experienced it to walk through it as a survivor of someone that has experienced this suicide. It's so hard for the families to walk through this. And we see many times that even sometimes that someone that is a survivor of it will commit suicide because of the guilt that's on them from the suicide of watching their loved one go through this. And many times it affects our teenagers through things like bullying and depression, and they start cutting, they start doing things, self-harming themselves, pulling their hair out, doing different things to hurt themselves, and ultimately resulting in death. But with our elderly and our middle-aged, oftentimes we see it come from a sense of worthlessness, where they feel worthless in their job as a middle-aged person, or in the elderly, that their life doesn't matter anymore because they're just taking up space. So they just need to take their own life and end it all because they don't matter anymore. But this isn't the case. It's not true. There are help for people. There is counseling. Sometimes that's needed for people, especially with the deep-seated depression, with a background of deep-seated things like sexual abuse and things like that need that focused counseling for somebody. But oftentimes they never get that, and that's what results in the suicide. I don't necessarily believe that pills are always the answer. Sometimes it does help. But we see so many commercials today talking about the next great antidepressant that's going to help you with your depression. Oftentimes these don't even work. Sometimes they may even make them worse. I think what we really need to focus on is simply living life together in a way that helps each other out. If we were to teach our teachers how to recognize the signs of bullying in their classes and how to recognize the signs of a student that's struggling or straggling behind and is becoming in a depressed state, it's simple to recognize the factors that result in these suicide attempts. It is simply that they become darker in their behavior. Oftentimes they will begin to give away their possessions. They'll begin to become a recluse. They'll begin to pull away from their family, their friends. You won't see them very often. And they'll begin to, you may even see signs like scars on their wrists or on their arms or on their legs. And you'll begin to see these signs. And if we taught our teachers to recognize these signs, maybe we would see an end to students trying to take their lives, because we would be able to recognize the signs early enough on to get the students help. If our teachers were able to show that loving hand and of guidance to our students, if we were able to take away the bullying atmosphere out of our schools, maybe our students would be able to live a more happier life in their schools. Maybe they wouldn't hate school so much. Maybe they wouldn't dread it so much. Yes, there is schoolwork, but maybe they wouldn't dread the physical aspects of being hated by their kids. If parents were to realize that, hey, this is going on, let's teach our kids to not bully. Let's teach our kids to not show these aggressive acts towards their fellow students. Maybe we would see our students come out of this. Maybe we wouldn't see such a high rate of suicide attempts in our schools. And as far as our middle-aged people, if we were to smile at the lady giving us Starbucks in the morning instead of just grabbing our bagel and our caramel macchiato and just heading out the door with no thought of who the person is that's giving it to me, maybe we would see people come back to life in a sense, that we wouldn't see them, just feel these deep-seated problems in their life. Maybe we wouldn't have so many people saying, my life is worthless. I don't do anything in this world. I'm not worth anything to the job that I have. My job is mundane. I don't care. Maybe we wouldn't see that, because maybe we would see people saying, you know what? I care about the person in the cubicle next to me. I care about that person that's giving me coffee. I want to see them have a happy day. I want to see them say, you know what? My life's not just about making coffee and having people yell at me, but my life is worth something more. I'm going to give that handshake. I'm going to smile at that person. I'm going to hug that person. I'm going to live life with them and let them know that, hey, I care about you. You're worth something to me. And for our elderly, maybe if we respected them more, treated them with the rightful, deserved place of honor that they deserve because of the life they've walked through. They've lived life. They've gone through the hardships. They've gone through the trials. Now they're in a place where, hey, my life is coming to an end. I want to do some good things with my life still. I want to be happy. If we respected those people and honored them instead of treating them like a waste of space, a waste of our precious air, as you would almost say, if we saw that being done, if we saw our elderly being respected more, maybe we would see an end to elderly suicide rate, or people asking their physicians to just, slip me a bottle of pills so I can just end it all. Maybe we would see an end to that. I think that this could become possible. I've seen it in groups like To Write Love in Our Arms. They're constantly going out there. They're constantly making awareness, and they're even getting together with celebrities to make this possible. I think if our celebrities stopped making movies and stopped making songs and films and different things of that nature in a dark, depressed route where they, it's constant, no good, and we're seeing this depression rate come from our media and our celebrities, then maybe we would see students, not, idolizing these people that are coming out with music saying, I just want to give it up. I don't want my life anymore, and blah blah blah. All this other things that these celebrities are saying. Maybe we would see our students come back to life because their idols are saying, "Hey, your life deserves a second chance. Your life is worth more than just all that you see." And our celebrities were saying, "Hey, give life a second chance." Maybe we would see these things happen. I think that we need to take a lesson from organizations that do partner with celebrities and do partner with these high-level people that are in the spotlight, and we need to help them realize, hey, this is what's going on, so that they can, in their spotlight atmosphere, make it aware and make people aware that, hey, there is a high rate of suicide. It's just not being seen. It's being hush-hush. Maybe we would see people come back to life. I think that it can happen. I think that we can make this happen. I think that we can do great things for our people if we just stopped worrying about our mundane lives and our selfish atmosphere. But if we were to say, hey, I care about that person. If we were to, stop worrying about all that it is that we're worrying about every day, our daily life, our daily grind, our job, and worrying about those things, and not making it a customer service act to help somebody, but saying, I genuinely care. I genuinely want to see our world get better. I genuinely want to see suicide stop. Then we would have suicide stop. Our rates would go down. The rates of suicide would dramatically decrease. We would see life come back into our schools, life come back into our workplaces. We wouldn't see people saying, I want to jump off that building because, you know what, it just doesn't matter anymore. We would see people, saying, I actually enjoy my job because my job isn't just a horrible atmosphere where people don't care about each other and I just get yelled at all day. I think it's time that we say enough is enough, and we just say, you know what, it's time that we do the right thing. It's time that we take care of each other, and that our lives are worth more than what everyone says. Our lives are worth more to ourselves, and our lives are worth more to other people. It's time to say enough is enough and say, let's put an end to the rate of suicide.